So we have a lot of exciting things in this parsha, which is good because for the next 5 weeks we don't have too much excitement. We're going to be getting into the details of the building of the tabernacle. I mean details. I'm talking about you need an architect and a builder to explain to you what's going on. That's how detailed it is. Then we're getting into details of how you offer the worship, the sacrifices at that new tabernacle that's been constructed. So we have a lot of technicalities of how to construct this centerpiece of worship of the people of Israel. So it's a perfectly constructed books, Exodus and Leviticus, because we left Egypt. We went to Mount Sinai. We got our Declaration of Independence, our Constitution, 10 Commandments, the laws of Parshat Mishpatim. Now we have a law code. We have a legal system. We have a nation. And now we need our place of worship. And that's what we're getting into today with the place of worship. But we also have the story of the golden calf, kind of a glitch, a problem in this whole system. Something explodes, goes wrong, and then is corrected, of course. That's inserted, and we'll talk about that at our study session at lunch this morning. I just want to mention the very beginning of the Parsha. It's very famous. We're told that the people of Israel have to take a census. They have to take a census. So there are many different reasons for taking a census, right? You want to know how strong you are, how many people you have, right? In the ancient world, in the Torah, the census was taken mainly because there was a war coming, and you had to count the number of males over a certain age that would be available to fight the war, and there was going to be a special tax. Right? So people didn't like to be counted in a census because it meant you're going to get drafted or you're going to get taxed. So when I came of age, it was the Vietnam War, and they took a census. And what was the census? It included a number, right? A lottery, right? And you had to register for the lottery, get a number, and that would determine your draft status. Okay, so I won the lottery. I had a number that was so high that it would have taken World War III to draft me, right? So no problem. I had friends who had much lower numbers, and they went to Canada or rabbinical school, either way. I went to rabbinical school anyway, but not because I had a bad draft number. So in the Torah today, we're told there is danger in taking a census. It really is. In the ancient world, they believed to be counted was dangerous. Why? They still had some pagan notions. If you're counted, then who knows where you are? Well, evil forces know where you are, and as well as good forces. Now, in a modern world, people may not think that, but I discovered over the years that it's very interesting that people who come from communist countries, dictatorships, dangerous countries, they're very sensitive about being counted, about the government having their number and knowing where they are, because their experience with governments haven't been so good. Other people who haven't experienced that, grew up, born in America, they're more sensitive about IRS having your number, right? So basically the rule is no red flags, lay low, make sure they'll find you, but make sure there's no reason to look at you. Okay, so this is a hesitation that people have. Being counted, having your number is something that you see in some form of fashion as a dangerous thing or not a good thing. So here they're told we have to take a census. And there were two reasons in this census today. Number one, as I said, they're about to build the tabernacle. Well, how do you build the tabernacle? First you fundraise, right? But they wanted the fundraising to be very unique, and that's the beauty of it. Everybody would have to be counted. And they saw a danger in that. And the danger, of course, was this superstitious belief that Satan, right, some evil force would find you. So they were told you can bring a gift or sacrifice that will protect you. So they calmed them down. And what was that? They said everybody brings a half a shekel. Now, half a shekel is not a lot. A shekel is not a lot, so half a shekel is even less. They would bring the half a shekel, and that would protect them. But it also taught a very important lesson, because it said to them that you bring the half a shekel, but the rich shall not pay more, and the poor shall not pay less. Everyone brings the same amount. The reason? They wanted everybody to know that they're equal. Everybody makes the same exact gift to the building of this tabernacle because that tabernacle belongs to everyone. Now, that doesn't mean that they didn't go out and raise more money from other people who had more money to beautify it, to make it something more special. Yes, but the fundamental rule was everybody contributes the half a shekel. And the other significance of the half a shekel was, if I only have a shekel, then I'm not whole, right? I only have a half a shekel. If I have a half a shekel and a half a shekel, now I'm whole. So the idea was, everyone needs somebody else. If somebody else doesn't match my half a shekel, this is the old, we always get letters and solicitations that if you give a gift, there'll be a matching gift, maybe twice as much, 3 times as much, and it motivates us. So if I bring a half a shekel, I know that someone else is going to bring the other half a shekel. Now we're a whole community. But without each other, we're incomplete. We only have half a shekel. So there are many lessons involved in this census. The census was taken, and from this the tabernacle was built. And they were also, remember, they thought they were going to enter the land of Israel. We haven't had the sin that prevents the entrance into the land of Israel, the spies. They think they're going to war. So this was to build the tabernacle and for everyone of age to be counted so they would know how many people they had for the army that would have to fight the battle in order to get to land of Israel. One of the great stories that has come out of October 7th is that obviously Israelis are drafted, right? And now there's going to be a huge debate about the drafting of the Haredim. I don't think that exemption can continue anymore and maintain the society. Why? Half a shekel, half a shekel. Everybody's got to give. Everybody has to serve. They can serve in different ways, but everybody has to serve, or they're not part of the community. They're outside the community. And that's not going to be allowed to continue. How they'll resolve it, I don't know, but there will be service from the Haredim one way or another to the national cause. So, but the greatest thing is that literally tens of thousands of Israelis who had not yet received the notice for the half a shekel, they didn't get the notice. This is your reserve duty. This is where you have to report. They were already in uniform, on the buses, on the trains, in their cars, and driving to the place that they had served before, anticipating where they'll probably send me. They didn't wait to be asked to give their half a shekel. They were already there before they could even in the modern world with computer, get to them and say that you're now called back to army duty and this is where you have to go. And the army found that, oh my God, they're already there. So rearrange it. So that was one of the great stories that came out about the unity of the Israeli people to protect the state. So we're ready to begin our Torah reading.